All right, let's get into the meat and potatoes. The waiver wire. For next week, week 3, Dallas, Denver, and Indiana have 2 games. So be wary when picking up guys in the waiver wire or even starting guys next week. There are 9 teams with 4 games. If you want to know how many teams each game has in an easy to find place, we do have a schedules option on the RotoWire website, and you can easily view those sorts of things if your league host site isn't so great at that. My first available in 50% of leagues player is Bol Bol. 54% rostered on Yahoo, 10% on ESPN. He's seeing 17.2 minutes per game, although over 20 minutes in each of his last 2. About 10 points a game on 64% shooting, 5.8 rebounds, 2.6 blocks. It's really about the blocks here. I'm not 100% convinced he'll have full season value. The Magic have a ridiculous amount of injuries right now. The injury list is long. However, pretty much everybody's out indefinitely because that's how the Magic operate. And every time someone suffers an injury in Orlando, it's serious. So I think he'll be fine for at least a few weeks. And
he doesn't need huge minutes to get those big block numbers.
Yeah, we know he's a per minute guy. And as long as he sees over 20 minutes a game, I think he'll be worth rostering or at least streaming week to week in 12-team formats. Orlando is only on a 3-game week, but I think he's still a good ad.
Yeah, I'm with you. I just put in a free agent bid for Bol Bol yesterday in one of my leagues. He's above Mo Bamba in the rotation.
Yep,
definitely. All right, I'm going to dive into my my first suggestion, but before I do, fans, if you like our video content, please consider hitting like and subscribe below here on the video on YouTube. All right, my pick available in 50% of leagues, Trey Murphy of your New Orleans Pelicans is available in 53% of Yahoo leagues last night. He's only rostered in 20% of ESPN leagues. The 22-year-old sophomore was the 17th pick in last summer's draft out of Virginia. We mentioned him briefly last week as a long shot. Hey, through 4 games, he's put up 15.5 points, 6.5 rebounds, 1 steal, and 3.3 triples per game while shooting fantastic percentages. As we mentioned, Brandon Ingram is out 3 games in concussion protocol. Plus, they got Zion with a hip issue. Herb Jones has some knee issue. Honestly, I wonder if long-term Trey Murphy really has bigger upside than Herbert Jones. Anyway, there's going to be a lot of short-term scoring for the Pelicans available this week. Love me some Trey Murphy.
Yeah, I'm with you, Ken. I wouldn't be surprised if he eventually supplants Herb Jones in the starting lineup. I know Jones is a quality defensive player, but he doesn't provide that floor spacing that we discussed earlier. I mean, that's really what the Hornets starting lineup needs, and Murphy's the guy that's going to provide it.
Especially with Ingram out, they're going to need Murphy's shooting.
Yeah,
Shannon, who do you have as your main suggestion?
All right, this guy's heavily owned on Yahoo, but only 30% rostered on ESPN. And that's Brook Lopez, who is absolutely off to a fantastic start this season. 11 points per game, 5 rebounds, 4.3 blocks, and 2.7 3-pointers in 29 minutes per game. You know, we had Bobby Portis had a great season for the Bucks last year. Most of that came while Lopez was on the shelf. Portis still doing well this season, but Lopez is back in that starting lineup. He's going to be a permanent fixture there, and he's back to being just that unique center option that'll get you blocks and 3-pointers, and not just decent levels, but like elite level of blocks and 3-pointers.
Alex, take us to your long shot of the week, which I know you have some inner turmoil about.
Yeah, Shaeden Sharpe. I think he's 9% rostered on Yahoo. We'll learn more tonight, like Shannon alluded to at the top of the show, whether or not Sharpe will step into a role that's fantasy relevant with Lillard out. I'm not necessarily convinced you have to add him in a 16-team, or we'll find out more. He's got 2 assists in 5 games. If he plays against other starting players, opposing starters, who knows how he'll do. I think they'll lean on Simons as a point guard, but encouragingly, taking 14 shots per 36 minutes. That's nice. 4 free throw attempts per 36 minutes. That's nice. And he's a great rebounder, 7.5 boards per 36. So, keep a close eye on tonight's game, see where the minutes and the volume go. But Sharpe, only 9% roster in Yahoo.
The rookie's only 19 years old, right? So it could go anywhere. Who knows?
But no college experience either.
Yeah, I really would be surprised if he starts for the Blazers tonight. I think it's going to go to a guy like Justice Winslow instead. But Sharpe will see more minutes with Lillard out, and he's flashed some promising signs. 21 minutes in the most recent game against Miami, 15 points and 8 rebounds. Like Alex said, the shot volume's there when he is on the floor.
All right, gentlemen, well, I'm going to go to my long shot of the week out of Charlotte. I want to stress Charlotte because I'm going with Jalen McDaniels, not Shaeden McDaniels of Minnesota, but Jalen McDaniels, who's rostered in 26% of Yahoo leagues and only 3% of ESPN. Jalen is 6'9", 24-year-old from San Diego State. He's on the Hornets, who have 4 games next week. So far, he's been producing a solid 11 points, 5 boards, 2 assists with 2.3 triples and 1.5 stocks per game while shooting great percentages. Look, this is a thin Hornets roster. And frankly, we're all just waiting for the inevitable Gordon Hayward injury. We've talked about Oubre getting a ton of shots, but there's also a lot of minutes available for Jalen McDaniels. And I especially like the fact that his percentages are high, shooting percentages. So I like him as my long shot of the week.
I think you just got to be careful about all of Charlotte's injuries. Those guys will start coming back eventually. Rozier, Ball, Martin. But I think he's worth a speculative ad. Those guys are their return dates kind of fluid right now. Shannon, your long shot.
My long shot, I'm going to go to OKC. Aaron Wiggins, 23-year-old guard, 6'5", 190. He has started the past 2 games for the Thunder. And in those 2 contests, he has averaged, 11 points, 8 rebounds, 2 steals, 1.5 three-pointers in 31.5 minutes per game. Now, there's some caveats here because the Thunder also are dealing with some injuries. Josh Giddey has been out of both those games. Giddey will return, but my guess is it's going to be Aaron Wiggins who sticks in the starting lineup with Trey Mann going back to a reserve role. You'll have Giddey and SGA starting at the guards, Dort at the 3, and then we'll see Aaron Wiggins basically play the 4, an undersized 4. That's what he's been doing the past couple games, and it's worked out. Poku, Baisley, Kendrick Williams, all those guys have been moved in and out of the starting lineup for the Thunder. It's going to be a constant revolving door, with their starting lineup. But if you're streaming, Wiggins is the guy who's starting right now. So I think it's worth a look if you're in a deeper format and you're looking for a streaming option. Yeah.
Right. Ken, who's your dull suggestion?
My dull suggestion of the week is veteran Marcus Morris of your Los Angeles Clippers for a few reasons, and frankly, it's not really the upcoming week. Number 1, he qualifies at forward and center on Yahoo, where he's only rostered in 18% of leagues. But I should warn you, he is out for personal reasons this week. But just remember, Kawhi and PG are going to get their rest all season long. Morris has never been shy about shooting. He started the first 3 games of the season putting up 15 points, 5 boards, and an assist with 1.3 triples a game. So Marcus Morris, if you have some bench space and need a center in Yahoo, that's kind of my dull suggestion of the week.
Try RotoWire today, free for 10 days. Get our premium tools, rankings, analysis, and breaking news alerts. No credit card required. Go to rotowire.com/try.